Hey yo everyone, this is the HappyAnimaidCafeManager here with another walkthrough episode for the game Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. So anyway, I talked to him about Juan and Adrian. Can't remember what he said, so I'm gonna ask him again. Did you know about Mr. Correa and Miss Andrews' relationship? Well, it's all over the tabloids, dude. But I don't know any of the details, if that's what you mean. Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I don't care what Juan did with his wife. And Miss Andrews, she had the purpose in mind when she started seeing Mr. Correa. Her mentor was Mr. Correa's manager. And Miss Andrews was going to get the solicit impact the suicide note from him. Solicit? Does that jog any memories? Dude, I suddenly got totally hungry. You up for a pizza? My treat. Mr. Nick, what's a pizza? Is it a kind of pea like green peas? Let's go eat one later, okay? Alright, I got cut off by the pizza dude at the shop. That's too bad. Well, how about we get our minds off this topic and talk about something else, okay? Mr. On Guard, are you connected to Miss Impact's suicide in some way? I'm kind of scared to show him this card. What's wrong, dude? So about this picture card, have you ever seen this before? Nope, never saw it before in my life, dude. I don't think he's lying, or is he? Then again, he looked like he gasped just now. Maybe I'm seeing things. Could you please take a look at this? I know it may not seem important to you. Well, if it's not important, then I'd rather be in bed. If I don't get my 12 hours of beauty sleep, my skin's gonna wrinkle up like a prune. Dude, you know, he's right, Mr. Nick. Your skin's kind of drying up here and there. I swear, after this case is over, I'm going to get lots and lots of sleep. Mr. On Guard? Dude, I know I asked you to be my lawyer and all, but I don't think I have to tell you anything and everything. What do you mean by that? It just means I don't have to tell you anything and everything, dude. John Doe. About this person. He's your butler, Mr. Doe, right? We met him at your mansion. Oh, yes, that's right. He's a pretty cool dude who can do lots of things. He takes really good care of me. I don't get it. Why would she want to frame me? I mean, I've never done anything to her, dude. Mr. Ungard sounds pretty sincere and he seems trustworthy, so I have to find out what Miss Andrews' real intentions are. Dude, this person looks like a member of my fan club. Hold on a sec, I'm gonna ask the fan club president, okay? Dude, you know what? Forget I asked. So I have to use the Magatama to get some truth out of him. Matt's secret. Now let's hear what this secret of yours is. Well, if Mr. Correa had been successful in his plans, what would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude, I don't know anything about Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I can keep saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention the whole time that night. I mean, come on, I was in the middle of a nap. Don't lie to me, huh? I know you paid close attention to Mr. Correa, especially on that night. Well, Mr. Ungard? Hold on a sec. I'm gonna consult my friend, okay? He said I should snort while I give a good laugh. Okay, here I go. Snort. I can't believe you can be so flippant at a time like this. Mr. Ungard, I don't think you need to snort while you laugh, really. March 22nd, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Oh, Mr. Wright, please, you have to help me. Uh-oh. But, Mr. Powers, what happened? Why are you here? You see, I got roped into this somehow. What? And now I'm going to testify at tomorrow's trial, so the decisive witness is Mr. Powers. I was talking with a detective until a little while ago, and I was on my way home, when all of a sudden, you there, you're under arrest, and I was brought back here. Oh, they said my face and the whole self in general looked suspicious or something. Well, I guess I could see how they thought you looked suspicious. I'm just a normal guy on an exercise show for kids. Is that a crime? Tomorrow's testimony. So about the testimony you're giving, what are you going to talk about? I really don't know yet. But it sounds like I saw something pretty important from what they tell me. You saw something important. What was it? Well, the detective told me not to talk about it. You can't tell anyone, especially not that lawyer, he said. Who do you think is that lawyer the detective was talking about? I'm going to take a wild guess and say it's me. Yeah, you got it. Mr. Nick. Mystic Maya and myself are your only allies in this whole world, but it's alright. Ouch, I don't really have a lot of friends, do I? Madeline Guard. This is going to do a lot of damage to Matt, you know? Because he's got that refreshing, like, spring breeze image going. But what is he really like? Well, let's see. Matt's always been kind of a player with women. He would never really turn a pretty face away, if you know what I mean. He'd always say it's just a game to justify himself. What? How horrible! That's unforgivable! Ow! Sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. But you know, he said what? Once that, there's only one person in the world who won't swoon over me. One person who won't swoon over him? His manager, you know, Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is Mr. Powers suddenly looking kind of energetic? Gossip? You see, I'm actually a sucker for gossip. I mean, celebrities in their world have this dazzling sort of image, right? A dazzling sort of image, but aren't you part of that dazzle, Mr. Powers? No, I'm more of a hairy, sweaty, smelly, brutish kind of guy, you see. But it's okay, really. I get to hear plenty of gossip about a lot of other stars around me as things happen. Well, that's true. Oh, hey, so did you hear about this yet? About Miss Andrews' mentor and her suicide? You mean Miss Impact? We heard something about how her wedding was canceled. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought about it a little the other day, about that mysterious death. Hey, Mr. Wright, why don't you ask me about that? Go on, go ahead. Mr. Powers is so charged, so his skin is practically glowing with electricity. Celeste's suicide? Hey, so have you heard this? Celeste left a suicide note. They say that Juan went and hid it. We heard about that in court today. But there wasn't any actual proof of it, that she had left a note. Well, this is what I think. I think that something bad was written on that note. Something bad for Juan that it is. Something bad for Mr. Correa. Why do you figure so? Well, before she died, Celeste talked with a few of her friends, and she said it looks like I may have been caught by an insidious man. An insidious man? Did she mean Mr. Correa by that? Well, there's no one else that fits the bill, right? And that would be reason enough for him to hide the suicide note. I see. Well, that's some good info. Thank you. You're welcome. Mr. Ungar and Miss Andrews, they're both at the detention center right now. There are still things I don't understand or know about, I'm sure. How'd you get the two of them to tell me everything? Mr. Nick, your phone! Hey, that's a Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? I don't like the sound of this ringtone right now. It sounds kind of ominous. Yeah, I know. Hello? We're in trouble now, pal. I'll be back at the office really soon. What's wrong? Something really unexpected just happened. Mr. Edwards, Edward? Anyway, hurry up and get back to the office, pal. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's no good. Hello? He got cut off. What's going on, Mr. Nick? Gumshoe said we need to go back to the office right away. Then we should hurry back. I'm scared to go back. What are you talking about, Mr. Nick? Pull yourself together. Maybe it'll be good news. Somehow I doubt that. That's Juan's former manager, right? Celeste Impact. She was with Global Studios for a while back when, but some things happened and she ended up moving over to Worldwide Studios. Some things hasn't. Well, there's no one left around who knows the details, you know. Only rumors are left now. Hey, that's Miss Andrews. She's Matt's manager. Actually, I was interested in her for a little bit. Just a little. So Mr. Powers likes this type of woman. What do you know about Miss Andrews? Well, see, here's the thing. I don't really know her. You know? If you're interested, I can give you a little bit of the details. He's so happy. He looks like a lion that's just found his next meal. March 22nd, Ryan Company Law Office. Hey, pal! Mr. Edwards already back. Well, what happened? We got him. We know who bought that spy camera. This quickly? And this bear is what gave them away, pal. The bear? I figured it out, pal. I figured that we should have been looking into the bear instead of the camera. Wasn't that Mr. Edwards that figured? Pearl. And go on. There's only one person who bought one of those bears who's related to this crime. Who is it? Who would be so rude as to spy on another person in her room? Matt on guard. Huh? Matt on guard. Your client. That's who, pal. And here I thought that things couldn't get any worse. Stuffed bear? Are you sure you heard right? That person who bought this bear was... I heard it from the department store clerk, pal. This is a credit card receipt from for the purchase. It's for $3,800, pal. For $3,800, pal. That's an exact match the price for that stuffed bear. A receipt? That's all you have? Nah, it's not just a receipt, pal. The store clerk said so himself. He told me. I'm sure I sold the bear to Mr. Ungard. I mean, the clerk even got Mr. Ungard's autograph out of it, pal. So I'm sure the person that bought the stuffed bear was Mr. Ungard himself. My sight is failing me. This can't be. Credit card receipt, type evidence received from Detective Gumshoe. Added to court records, the spy camera. So what about the spy camera we found? That was a dead end, pal. I mean, you can get this kind of thing from anywhere. But for now, I guess I could give these back to you for now to follow away in the evidence. Spy camera, type evidence retrieved from Korea's hotel room. Spy camera, transmitter, and stuffed bear refiled into the court record. I know you don't want to give up, pal. I didn't think it was possible. The person who put the spy camera in Juan Korea's room was man unguarded. Why would Mr. Ungard do something like this? I bet it was to catch Mr. Andrews and Mr. Correa in one of their rendezvous. I bet this is not good enough for me. I have to know the absolute truth behind this camera. Are you going to see him, Mr. On Guard, I mean? Yes. I'm scared, Mr. Nick. I wonder what we will find out next. I'm scared myself, but I have to put on a good face for Pearls. Man on Guard, what in the world have you done? Down, Guard. What was he thinking? You mean setting the spy camera up in the victim's room? Yeah, and it was recording at the time of the murder too, pal. Don't you find it that just a tad suspicious? It doesn't sound like a coincidence to me. I mean, don't mind me. I didn't mean it that way, pal. When that way you did, you mean it. When You're working really late, you know. It's already past 10 p.m., dude. I think it's time you told me the truth. Relax. Don't you know that ignorance is bliss? But if you really want to know, let's talk. I know I screwed up the first time, but in this episode, but hopefully I have everything I need. Now let's hear what this secret of yours is. Well, Mr. Correa have been successful in this plan. What would he have disclosed? I told you before, dude, I don't know anything about Juan, okay? Look, Mr. Wright, I could keep on saying it until I'm blue in the face, but I totally didn't pay Juan any attention, though. Someone used this camera to secretly film Mr. Correa's room the night of the murder. Secretly film what? And then sent the images to the camera took with this transmitter. Wow, but dude, where was this camera? Where was this camera you're talking about hidden? The stuffed bear. The spy camera was hidden in this bear's eye. A bear that was supposed to be a present from a fan. I guess Juan had a few of those kinds of fans too, huh, dude? Actually, I wouldn't say this bear was a present from a fan. Huh? You sure, dude? Who else could it be from? The person who gave this bear to Mr. Correa was... Mr. On Guard, don't you know this bear from somewhere? I don't think I've ever met Mr. Bear before, dude. Oh, but he says he knows you. How could you forget such a great friend? Well, what else did the bear tell you? He said that the one who put the camera in his eye was you, Mr. On Guard. If I didn't know how you were working court, I think I was in some serious trouble. Come on, this is all a joke, right, dude? You're just pulling my leg. Looks like you're not ready to give up your secret yet. Well, do you have any proof you want to show me first? Serious proof that it was you who put the camera inside the bear. I have here one credit card receipt, Mr. On Guard. It's from when you bought that stuffed bear. Dude, all you can tell me from this is that I spent $3,800. I go to that department store all the time, okay? This $3,800. This could be the toothbrush I bought that one time. A $3,800 toothbrush? It's ivory, and it's got an elephant hair for the bristles. Ew, Elephant hair? Is that what rich people use nowadays? Anyway, the store clerk clearly remembers you and your purchase. After all, you even gave him an autograph, did you not? Dude, you should have said that earlier. So can I ask you one thing? Yes? You're my lawyer, right, dude? So if you are, then why are you looking into stuff like that? Because if I don't know the truth, I can't help you. Sounds more like stupid lawyer talk to me. Hey, let's stop talking about this, okay? No, not yet. I haven't asked you why you set the camera up yet. And what your secret is, of course, it would be strictly confidential. So, what are you going to do now? I'm going to find out why I want to know, because I must. The reason you hid this camera in Mr. Korea's room and filmed it in secret is... Adrian Andrews, there is a rumor going all around that Miss Andrews and Mr. Correa were having a secret meeting. You who was keeping tabs on Mr. Correa, you were going to reveal this as fact and turn it into a scandal. Isn't that right? Dude, you could be such a moron, huh? Oh man, Mr. Lawyer, dude, that kind of scandal, that's the good stuff. That's what we in the industry call juicy. The good stuff, juicy. Look, we could get publicity without spending a penny with that kind of stuff. I mean, if people stop paying attention to us, then it'd be the end, dude. Too bad that wasn't your intention. What were you talking about? I wish your reason for spying was something so innocent, but it wasn't. You didn't spy on Mr. Correa because of Miss Andrews. There's only one reason I could think for you to do such a thing. The real reason you set up that camera in Mr. Correa's room is... Oh, man. The real reason? What was the real reason? The real reason you set up that camera in Mr. Correa's room was you hired an assassin? What is this card? Maybe he doesn't know about this card. This is a certain man's calling card. The man's name is Shelly the Killer. And I'm sure you know of him, don't you? Shelly the Killer? That's ridiculous. Why would I know some shady scumbag like him? If you really don't know him, then why are you acting so jumpy all of a sudden? This is it. I'm finally starting to get to the truth. I can't afford to make any more mistakes now. Man on guard. I know why you know Mr. the Killer. It's because you're a hero of justice, you're his client, you're a star. You're his client. Since you're the one who set up that camera, that means you knew exactly what was going to happen in that room. So, how would you know something like that? It's because you're his client, that's why. You hired Shelly the Killer to assassinate Mr. Juan Correa. The real mastermind behind this whole murder is you, Mr. Ungard. And here I was trying to be a good boy for you, dude. I thought if you didn't know, you'd be able to do your job without feeling bad. Well, that's what I thought, anyway. Mr. On Guard, you really did hire. Hold on a sec, I'm going to consult myself, okay? Consult myself? Well, I guess it's probably about time anyway. About time for what? I think it's time for you to meet him now, Mr. Lawyer Dude. How do you know? How do you do, Mr. Lawyer? I'm Matt on guard. Whoa. Matt's secret? Well done, Mr. Wright. I bet it wasn't easy for you to get. It wasn't easy to gather as much information as you have. You really? So you were Shelley the Killer's client? You don't really think I would dirty my own hands in this, do you? What do you mean? And that woman, Adrian, was quite brave herself, trying to stick the crime on me. I didn't think she had it in her. But all I care about is that Juan is dead. Isn't that right, Mr. Lawyer? You're lying! What a terrible... It's way past your bedtime, little girl. Go on, let us grown-ups talk about more adult things. But why? Why did you hide the video camera in? A weakling soon believes the words of others, just like that pathetic Adrian. He knew about Miss Andrews' secret. And I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone. At least of all assassins. What? Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. They turn their clients into cash cows by holding the sinful deed over their heads. And a superstar like me, how much do you think I'm worth? Care to guess? And that's why, yes, that's where the video comes in. That's what, it's got his face in the crime scene recorded on it. Preserved for all time. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. That's right, that video is my insurance. Isn't that what they call it? Isn't that what they call it, Mr. Wright? Why would you do something so wrong? Because I'm a grown-up and I can't. Good enough of an answer for you, little girl? Motive for murder. Why? Why would you kill Mr. Corrida? Because he was about to sling so much dung into my beautiful public image. Scandals are a little annoying, aren't they? This is all because of that press conference, isn't it? If Mr. Correa had been able to give it, then Mr. Unguard's secret would have... Ah, well, that's what we call taking advantage of the situation, you know. I had no interest in doing it, really, but bit by bit, it crept up on me. And then the situation just presented itself perfectly. How beautiful, I thought. And that's how Mr. Correa ended up dead. Let me tell you something. I'm not like Adrian. I don't depend on anyone. People are simply things to be used and thrown away. Put on a sweet, innocent face and people will swallow anything you feed them. Adrian fell for it. The assassin too. Oh, and how can I forget? Even you fell for it, Mr. Lawyer. Everyone all working their butts off for me. This Matt on guard. Ah, did that leave you speechless? What a shame. What's wrong, Mr. Lawyer? You've grown awfully quiet. How could I have been so deceived by you all this time? When we first met, I asked if you had killed Juan Corrida. And you answered very clearly that you hadn't killed anyone. Hey now, I never told you any lies. The person who did the killing was that sick killer guy, right? All I'm guilty of is taking a catnap in my room. You killed Mr. Corrida! I dare you to say that in court tomorrow. But too bad you can't. You're my lawyer after all, aren't you? You could always drop my case and refuse to represent me. How does that sound? Oh, but you can't, can you? That would be the one thing you absolutely can't do. Mystic Maya. You wouldn't want to test the killer. He's a man of his word, or so I hear. You could end up getting a certain friend of yours rubbed out if you lose. Well, thanks for watching. Until next time, to be continued, baby.